I'm the mayor here.
Yes.
And Bambelanga Mtolo.
Okay.
Declared.
Ukuthi usufumane uzinzo political ike yaseso structure abantu begxeka into kokubana unamqolo yayintoni yeleya isenza ube lapha namhlanje ngalamini ube phaya.
Yes, I think that you must remember that as a young person at that time, irresponsibility it was to find change. There's no other way that Umtolo is not there. If I need Umtolo, I will consult him on things that he must advise me. But as the mayor, I take decisions.
Sizibulisele babukeli be-Informa Digital TV. Singena kwenye ke episode namhlanje sise-Kokstad kwi-Greater Kokstad Municipality. Sihleli naye ke umntaka Madikizela, uLwanda Madikizela ungumeya walo masipala walapha. Uyazi ke i-Kokstad xa usuke eMatatiyela usiya e-Eastern Cape udlula eKwaZulu Natal, iseKwaZulu Natal. Suke eMatatiyela udlula eKwaZulu Natal. Naxa usuka ngapha kweliyacala lo Mount Elifu nje uzoqala eKokstad phambi koba uyofika koThekwini iseKwaZulu Natal ke kodwa lilonke phansi kwakhe ke utata uLwanda Madikizela. Mntaka Madikizela masikubulise sikwamkele okokuqala kwi-Informa Digital TV.
No masibulise kakhulu kubalaleli be-Informa kusifundazwe sethu saKwaZulu Natal nesizinda saseHerigwala nabantu bonke nje base South Africa ngibulise kuwe umsasazi nabantu ohamba nabo.
Yeah man. Ndikwazi kakhulu ke mina ke. Ungekabi nguye nomeya lo unguye namhlanje. Kodwa ke abantu abangakwaziyo singathi uLwanda Madikizela ngubani, uzalwapi?
No, thank you very much. uLwanda Madikizela ndizalwa kulo mhlaba wa lapha eGreater Kokstad Municipality, but sisuka ekhaya inkaba yethu iseBizana. All the family of Madikizela isuka ngapha eBizana. But I grew up in Kokstad and ndifunde apha eKokstad, and my life has always been in politics. I've always been a person ontshisakalayo ukutshintsha impilo zabantu nongenza kube khona inguqu kwimpilo zabantu bakithi kwindawo ehlala kuyona. I started to be a student activist when I was at school, high school, and then I went further. Ukwazi ukuthi umuntu ayozama ukufunda political science, which led me ukuthi ndikwazi ukuthi ndibe active political, because I used to write in newspapers locally, have a commentary and then you expose me to the media. Then that is how uLwanda gets to be involved in politics. But okona okubalekile ukuthi njengomuntu omtsha okhulela kule ndawo yaseKokstad, yiziphi izinto esingakwazi ukuthi ndizitshintshe kule ndawo sihlala kuyo, having looked at the administration ebesikade sikhona. Sibona ukuthi yiliphi igalelo endingalidlala njengomntwana okhulele eKokstad nanjengomuntu ke oyinzalelwane yalapha.
Okona besichief sakhula nje inkwango.
Phambi koba ndibe ngumenzi mthetho ndike ndawo umphuli.
That's part of life. All right, ke njengoba njilo ndathi ndiyakwazi kakhulu, ndikwaze kakhulu ngoso ukwipolitiki. Okokuqala uye njengophuma kwi-student politics, ndakubona kwi-UDM, ndakubona kwi-COPE, ndakubona kwi-DA, ngoku kwi-ANC. Tell me about zonke ezohambo nje zakho zale mibutho. How did uqale nje ungena kwi-political party ke ngokube imember yayo, kwenze njani?
It's been a long journey.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey, but we have faced criticism that obvious when you join political parties, it's not easy to join one political party to another. It must be an informed decision.
Yeah.
But you join political parties because you look at the ideology at core, and you also want to contribute. Because remember, as I was saying, after my matric, I was doing partly political science, yes. Then I left it there. So my responsibility was that how do I participate in these politics, in this organization to shape their policies, but also to advance the interest of those political parties. But at a later stage, because ANC is a liberation movement, umbutho wesizwe, umbutho wabantu bakithi,
Yes.
we could have had some differences which are politically and ideologically previously. But at a later stage we realized that there is no other vehicle except the African National Congress that can liberate abantu bakithi. We know ANC yasekela ukuthi ikwazi ukutshintsha impilo zabantu, ikhulule futhi abantu bakithi ezweni lase South Africa. Is still the only organization ekwazi ukuthi ubuke South Africa ukuthi abantu abatsha currently bayakwazi ukuthi aphume umntana ezalwe emncane, aphume ne-birth certificate, athi suka lapho angene to an office school, akwazi ukuphuma from a high school abheke university, getting free access to education. It is this African National Congress. Isekwa ngolokho ngilosokwazi ukutshintsha impilo zabantu ukuthi abantu abadala abathole lento esibiza ukuthi indodla bakwazi ukuthi baphilise bona nemindeni yabo. Then also nokuthi kwazi ukuvulwa kwamathuba emisebenzi na njoba sazi ukuthi i-economy yethu eSouth Africa okanye umnotho wethu awuzi ngendlela esilindeleke ngayo. Now kukhona amathuba emisebenzi anciphayo, but kodwa siyakwazi ukuthi uhulumeni okhona uvuleke lama 350 siwatholayo ukuze abantu bakwazi ukuthi kube khona into abakwenzayo. So this is the only government that has got good policies ezikwazi ukuthi zichintshe impilo zabantu.
Now siyazibona ke zonke izinto uzithethayo nge-African National Congress zinhle, but I just want ukubana kuwe ukuthi uzifumane uzinzo political ike yaseso struggle abantu begxeka into kokubana unamqolo. Yayinto oniyeleya isenza ube lapha namhlanje ngalamini ube phaya.
Yes, I think that you must remember that as a young person at that time, irresponsibility it was to find change and contribute to impilo zabantu bakithi. Now, political parties have got a choice to look at a talent. Remember, they were looking at the talent, and also I've played a critical role in this political organization. I've been a communications person throughout the other political parties, and that is history because young spokesperson, I've shaped them, I've played a role critically in public policy. My role is focus now. So, but generally, as we say, that was history, but it's history that we're saying. It shaped me to be where I am today. Because if I would have not been politically active in those political parties, maybe I would have not been here today. But I just want to appreciate the opportunity which one was given by the ANC of saying, how do we align our vision as Abantu Abatsha and ensure that we represent the brand and represent Abantu Abatsha, and that Abantu Abatsha can be given a responsibility ngaphezu kwabo, as long as that responsibility siyiphatha ngendlela efanele and with respect and integrity sikwazi ukuthi sibuke ukuthi i-responsibility oyinikeziwe uyiphathe kakuhle. Lento kuthiwa ke efanele uyiphathe kwezikhala zamantumba isintu sisho njalo. So I think it has always been that, and I know I've faced many criticism because as I was saying, ukuthatha decision of joining a political party ayonto yenziwa overnight. You need to consult a family, you need to consult your friends, you'll face criticism. I know I would be insulted on Facebook. You know, you'll be called these names and that I wouldn't want to say. But generally, to me, that was a journey that I took, and it made me to be where I am. It shaped me throughout my political life as an activist and as an aspirant young person. This is where I am today. As a regional spokesperson of the ANC in the Herikwala district region, currently I'm the executive member here region in the Herikwala, and currently I've been a mayor while I Greater Coxted Municipality, having been a speaker before Ndibela. Now, Naleyo is another role. It's my second term as ward councillor, was Ward 8, and I've served Abantu Bakithi diligently. Now, responsibility is that my vision is that a position is not just to occupy a position. Position must be about action. Ungathi ngoba unikeze position, then you think just ukuthi occupy, but it must be an action. How do we change the place about? And that's exactly what I'm doing as Mayor CLLR. I took over ngesikhathi former Mayor Bekintolo abantu were saying Kokstad is going to fall, Kokstad performing, but Kokstad is still performing and is one of the best municipalities in the province. As former Mayor Umtolo is second, we're still doing well. We are best managing our finances. We are having challenges in service delivery. We are addressing those challenges day by day. And the management that I have is one of the great management, because we've recruited abantu who are with merit, who are qualified, because one of the things that destroys Municipal, ukuqashwa kwabantu who are not qualified. And then we need to ensure that if we want to have a successful municipality, you must employ qualified individuals. And I've went out and recruited men and women who've got integrity, the best of the crop, I could say. And that is why this municipality is regarded as one of the best in the district as well as in the province.
How do you become the best municipality? I-category thini nje uchuzwa njani kuba kubonakala uMasipala is the best municipality in KZN? Utube ingathi number 4 eSouth Africa okanye, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that was a study that was conducted by Africa company, which looks at the performance of municipalities. And then I think we're rated at some time number 10, we're rated number 4 in South Africa in general. Then in the province, or one of those municipalities which are the best. Last year, we received an award ebizwa ngokuthi njengoba uzibona nazi izo lezi engabuye nazo, nazi ezinye zazo. We were given an overall performing municipality in KwaZulu-Natal. That was then kusekhona MEC uSihle Zikalala, who was still kwaCopter, and we received an award njengoba uzoyibona nje echo ukuthi what the overall performing municipality in KwaZulu-Natal. Not only in that, in public participation, because in public participation ibalekile ekutheni asihlale ngaso sonke isikhathi abantu bakuthi besazi ukuthi uMasipala wenza ntoni, but nokuthi sibafundise abantu bakithi ukuthi kubaluleke kangakanani ukukhokhela inkonzo abazifumanayo. So that sizoqhubekeka ukuthi sizise intuthuko ebantwini bakithi. But ke siyaphusha, because as I'm saying, what makes it to be the best is that we must have Municipal financial stable, and we must have a council which is stable. The council is very stable, despite that we've got DA, we've got EFF, we've got AIC, but we are united as council because our differences are outside the council. When we're in chambers, we understand that we need to serve abantu baseBoxstad. Then sibe united and forget about our political struggles. See, understand ukuthi kune-responsibility esinikwe ngabantu bakuthi baseBoxstad.
Before join politics, yintoni owayibona in your community into yokubana hayi man iyafuna le nto, into yokubana ndicontribute apha nditshintshe le nto, yintoni leyakuphushayo kanye kanye?
There were a number of challenges that you know, I always say ukungazi a particular time, because we perceive uMasipala as if among a party, you think that uMasipala is not doing well. But when you're inside, you realize that you are given a huge responsibility ukwenza ukwakha ufuna wakhe imithetho elungelele ukuthi ikwazi ukusiza abantu abo bakhokhela, nokuthi kufuneka wenza izinto usintuthuke ebantwini edingwa ngabantu. So at that time there were a number of challenges esasibhekene nazo singabantu baseBoxstad. One of them was the issue ukuthi we had a belief that izindlu ziza kancane kuthina njengabantu webona fides alapha eBoxstad, and that was one of the things that we're championing. And we had challenges and also inconsistency in terms of billing, in terms of our rates at that particular time, and in other things that we were advocating in terms of employment, saying we need abantwana baseBoxstad ukuthi bakwazi ukuhlomla kumathuba emisebenzi. And when I took over as a mayor, I can attest to ukuthi now in the history of this municipality, there is a first time where I've employed umntwana waseBoxstad who's born and bred and schooled here, who's an executive director infrastructure, will be starting a 2nd of December. I've employed a number of them. There's one who's a manager currently, who's been appointed as manager PMU. There's one who's been manager communications. There's one who's been appointed to a public participation. We've employed a lot of abantwana baseBoxstad, which was starting to see them in the middle management. Why Sibafaka middle management? It's because we must build a second layer of leadership. ngoba ngiyakholela ukuthi asizuba ngobomeya nabo speaker forever. Kodwa kune-foundation ekufuneka siyifakile e-right ukuthi abantwana baseBoksburg abakwazi ukuba kuyindawo eziphezulu zokwazi ukuthi bathathe izinqumo ngedolobha abakuyona, nokuthi umuntu azazi ukuthi uphethe iflag yaseBoksburg njengoba esebenza la, whatever challenges esizijongayo kufuneka sizibuke sihlangene sibambisene, ngoba that is why ivision yethu ithi a people-centered seed of economic possibilities by 2047. We also have a manager who are leading Lwanda Madikizela, and is doing very well. We've been giving abantu bakithi izinto equipment ezingakwazi ukubasiza baqala amashishini wabo, because we are saying asizokwazi uqasha wonke umuntu eSouth Africa, but umasipala as an entity, as an organization, as government, we do not have all the opportunities zokuqasha abantwana, but we can use LED as a vehicle to change impilo zabantu abatsha and ensure that they start their own businesses, they become entrepreneurs, we support them. Government have cut into a red tape. Then we're working with Department of ACTA, which is the Department of Tourism, and that's the department that we're working with, see that, and many departments that we're working with that are supporting ukuthi abantu abatsha bakwazi ukuthi bahlomle bakwazi ukufunda.
Ingaba mhlawumbe relationship yenu ingakanani ne-business organizations zalapha eMatatiele, especially the black business organizations, where you find that they always complain into okubana and bajoge kumasipala ukuthi umasipala makabanike imisebenzi, but ufumanisa umasipala mhlawumbe ngenxa ye-challenges ezithile uzawuba ne-shortfall ekubanikeni imisebenzi. How is your relationship? How do you deal with the challenges zabo?
No, sinabo indlela nobuhle kakhulu, but kuqale kabi ngoba i-problem esike sajongana nayo ukuthi sitotoyele ngosomabhizinisi abasakhasayo.
Yes.
We are saying thina singumasipala umuntu makangene kwi-database kamasipala, then umasipala akufundisa indlela yokuthi xa ufuna ukubhida kubhidwa kanjani, because you cannot just come and fight, because violence to me has never provided any solution.
Okay.
You can go to Africa, violence have never provided any solution. Now, all we've been saying to our black SMMEs, we want to develop them. That has been one of my priorities as the mayor, who's young. Because when I was appointed by the ANC, remember, Tina Mayor Bakon, we were appointed by the NEC.
Yes.
And when we went to those interviews, one of the critical questions that we asked was that how to provide the strategic direction in the institution. Now, umsebenzi wami as mayor is to provide the strategic direction to ensure that how do we empower women, youth, and disabled people. Now, okwethu ukuthi abeze bazothola ulwazi lokuthi how can they become successful business people.
Yeah.
But okunye kubalekile is that they must be compliant, because uma ngabe uzofaka izincwadi ezingaphelele, then you are not going to be awarded, because there must be compliance, because nathi siphansi kokuthi sijongwe u-auditor general. U-SCM is a process, processes efuneka sizilandele zakwa-supply chain, and if awuzilandelanga ngendlela uzawuthi awufumani kanti problem ikuwe, you did not start to understand how to compile a document and then how to become compliant. Izinto ehlala sibafundisa zona ke, because you cannot just wake up and think you're going to be a business person. It's a process into kufuna ukuba a successful business person.
Okay.
So they need to learn and get to those asekade bekhona, come to our offices, i-managers zethu sinazo zinalo ulwazi oluthe vetshe, can assist them zibabonise uba kuyiwa kanjani phambili.
Okay. But there's always a question apha ekuncediseni no small business, especially abamnyama, where you will find them saying the supply chain policy ayibafavor bona, ifavor the big business because they have to compete with big businesses. How do you deal? The system idila kanjani naloo nto leyo as umuntu okhona apha? How do you deal with that?
No, all we are saying mhlonishwa siyaziva izikhalo ezibekwayo, but a problem that we're starting to face, I've been saying
Yeah.
we must get credible service provider, because as a phone into city seseqala ama-project sibe ne-project ekuthiwa zimile azisebenza ziqhubekeki because si-appointe abantu abangekho capable to deliver what we want as an institution. Because apha sithetha ngentela nemali yabahlali baseBoksburg who are paying rates. Now all we're saying is that you must be compliant for you to get a tender. Now, in supply chain processes, here with specification. Of course, there is in specification as a developer. Remember specification, Google supply chain. Sisakhiwa ukwenza sure ukuthi you get the competitive person and you get a credible service provider. Then you eliminate laba abangekho compliant, then ibabeke ecaleni system. That's the system that we inherited, that was developed by National Treasury to ensure that sithola abantu ababona efuna sikwazi ukubasebenzisa. We've been having some project where uthola ukuthi zimile on the basis that either a contractor is not compliant to ourselves, either a contractor akanayo capacity, either a contractor has got financial problem. See, end up sekufuneka siyomkhupha esayithini, siqale a new project, then imali esuke sisichithile at that particular time. So all those things are important kwindlela esisebenza ngayo ngomasipala, because thina sisebenza ngemali zomphakathi. Ekufuneka sibe accountable to izona ukuthi siyisebenzise kanjani, because at the end of the day siza auditor ngu-auditor general sifumaniseke that we found wanting kwezinye izinto because of not following the law esiyibekileyo.
At the same time, kwakule SMME is something enizama ukuyiphucula, ufumanisa into okokubana meya umuntu unikwa umsebenzi ngumasipala, let's say mhlawumbe kuthiwe nanku umsebenzi we-1,000,000 khawuwenze, lo muntu lo agqibe futhi alandelwe ngabantu uba aba bakwamasipala kanye nina ke meya ngokutsho kwabo into yokuba niyabalandela, efuna nikhawunithengela ivila, efuna nikhawunigalela ipetrol, efuna nikhawunika into ethile, uyayibona nicutha ngokwakulaa mali yakhe. Ithini loo nto? How do you fight that?
No. No. I get to know kwelo cala kwicandelo lethu lungumasipala, we are condemning such things. And we are saying people must report those things to the accounting officer, which is the municipal manager. They can come and report even to the mayor, because there is no way that people get misebenzi and then we say maba batari. You know, these things are literally wrong, because akufanelanga ukuba kwenziwa kanjalo. But uba ngabo umuntu ukhona into ezinjalo, I've read this, people are being asked monies, but we're saying they must come and report to the mayor, they can come and report to the accounting officer, or else they can do whistleblowing, because we do have a whistleblowing within the Umaspala weight. So they can just anonymous report that to whistleblowing. We do have anti-corruption hotline in the municipality, because that anti-corruption hotline, they can report that and say, because we cannot kill our businesses. That has always been my point. The link that they are getting, we cannot be again, because yet we are being paid by government. We are earning salaries, all of us as officials of government. Now, Uber Zikona imkwa enjalo, then there must be whistleblowing in terms of that.
Sidlule kulo umcimbi. Siye umcimbi enijongene nawo futhi as masipala with the Ratepayers Association yalapha eKokstad, where niye nohlulakala nase-court. Yintoni kanye nemilwana ngayo ne-ratepayers? Kupapho ningavani khona 10 year court.
We started 2017 and 2018, where they were contesting into Kobango 2018 and 2019 financial year. I-rates zethu sithengwe nyuka. Bayibiza ngoba it's a rate shock.
Yes.
Now, there are two things up. Kukhona into ekuthiwa izi-rates, kukhona into ekuthiwa yi-general evaluation role, which is apho siphike siyophonolonga izindlu ezikhona ne-assets ezikhona eKokstad. Currently we're sitting about almost 2 billion of assets if you count all the assets as eKokstad as this municipality is. Now, we are saying those assets, they come through evaluation. You evaluate all the houses esinazo eKokstad. Then it will say, in general evaluation role, remember it has got an impact at tenant. Uma yenziwe izoba ne-impact on your rates. ayisiyethathi ke sithubeni. There is into ekuthiwa yi-Municipal Property Rates Act, which regulates and gives us a guideline into how should it be conducted. The dispute between us and the ratepayers was first on the appointment of a value. The value that we have is a black person, which was saying there is every problem that in South Africa, if umnyama unikezwe umsebenzi is perceived as not a professional person, and that as local government thina kube ngathi asenzi kahle because we are black in color. That's the problem that was still saying, that the racial divisions are still there in this country. And we need to deal with that because ayizusinika what we want to achieve as a country of being a harmonized country. Now, the battle between these two are that awukwazi ukusebenzisa ukulwa kwe-rates ukusebenzisa nge-general evaluation law. Now, uJudge Hadden, what she said there, come back to me with the remedial action ukuthi izintoni enizawuzilungisa kwezi zinto. Remember, we in the process we've been giving ama-repairs wethu into ekuthiwa ngama-rebates. Zisaphulele. Esasaphulele, we are anticipating that I've given them more than enough of what they think we are owing them. But intsusa yonke lento isukela ekuthenini, at a time there was a general evaluation law that I think that was as it was last done 2012. Now, when it comes to each general evaluation law, conducted each and every 5 years. Now, when it was done previously, the person was doing it was a white person. He undervalued these properties. That's the problem. Now, we were trying to address the inconsistency that was there. Now, when we come to 2017 and 2018, they see it as a red shock because we were addressing the undervalued properties that doesn't take it. Because people have not been evaluated in that period. Now, when you do a new evaluation, of course, I so far because izinto ziyenyuka, and there is a formula, methodology which is used when you are conducting a general evaluation. For example, you cannot compare apples with nudges. You must compare apples to apples. Umzekelo, extension 7, you find bangela xesha iqalisa ukwakhiwa, when people were buying extension 7, izindlu abantu bazithenga ngo-500,000, 700,000 or 600,000, which maybe you find that property was supposed to be 400,000. Now, the value has explained to us that kuya differ according to areas, and there are methodologies that are followed ukuyofika ku-conclusion ukuthi why this value yale property minute. Sibuka ukuthi over the period ingaba le ndlu isusiwe from upper to now. If your house has been bought, let's say eKokstad, because people always been saying Kiabiz, if it's been 2 million, they look at it has been transferred from this person to the other, and what was the amount, and then look at also the square meters of that particular house, then determines your value of your property. Now, ayonto esiyikes tubeni, it's a scientific approach which is used, and the methodology which is used by the value. So we took each other to court. We're still in court. We appealed to Supreme Court of Appeal. They said they don't want to hear the matter. Now we were approaching the Constitutional Court, but we then decided to withdraw with this Constitutional Court because we had to seek a legal opinion. Asifuni ukusebenzisa imali zabantu bakuthi siyochitha imali siyofika e-Constitutional Court, because all we're saying, we have remedied the situation. Izinto bebekhala ngazo ngoku we have dropped randage sikwenzele bebefuna ukuthi i-rates singazinyusi sathi ukuzimisa kancane. And they are quite happy. They've been saying to us that they are quite happy ngendlela esenza ngakhona. Now, leka 2017 and 2018 uma ngaba siyivumele, i-problem affect that financial year and will rent umasipala bankrupt. Because akathanga ujudge masiphatala uthe explain ukuba nifike kanjani kulento.
Now explain,
we did not explain. That's the mistake that we acknowledge. That our legal advisor should have said, let's file back to Judge Hadden. Explain the rationale why which step did we follow. Then we would have not have a problem. We think the judge would have came to a different conclusion. Now our legal advisor advised us to appeal. Now that is where we're saying the legal opinion that we have received is saying awukwazi uvela usuke uthi appeal decision ka-Judge Hadebe, yet we have not responded to her. Because Tina Wet were supposed to fight back to Judge Hadebe. What have we done as Umaspa? Pan go back and then we can appeal. So we decided to just appeal. So I think that's where mistake was there, and I think we did take it harshly that legal advisors must advise us properly. Those who are paying money for Ubo, Ubus must advise. Now we have consulted, we met with a legal advisor, second opinion, advisors would there are no success, prospect of success in the matter if it's a constitutional court. Let's go back, Mayor to go back to Judge Hadebe, file an affidavit, then we take it from there.
Okay, that's good. Now we understand. Then ke ngokunake eyonanto ke ngoku abakhalana ngayo i-percentage ekufanele uba nizinyusa ngayo mhlawumbe rates zenu. Do you have that percentage?
Remember, it's guided by provincial treasurer and UCOPTA. It's regulated. Because you look at into ukuthi in this financial year singazinyusa njani, because iyagayidwa asivele sizenze. You can't go above a certain threshold ebekiwe into ba i-rates masinyuke ngayo. So we ought to follow that process. Siwathathe siwase ku-provincial treasurer to have comment, COPTA to have comment. So they did have comments on those previous ones. So there could be issues of dispute. Any dispute, it creates a jurisprudence. So we can't run away into ratepayers. We need to build relations with them, and we've been saying, how can we find an amicable solution to put this matter on bed?
That was my follow-up question. Are you starting to talk to the Ratepayers Association?
Yes, we've engaged with Mr. Leon, we've engaged with Dr. Craig. We said, let's find an amicable solution to the problem because it's exhaustive and as far as the constitutional court. So we need to find a solution around the issue. And I'm hoping, as we've withdrawn just a matter into constitutional court, we are going to follow the process right to Judge Hadebe. Then maybe she might come to a different conclusion. If we fight back, sends an end of then we take it from there. Because the point is that we must always build relations with Chamber of Commerce, Ratepayers Association, then we consult each other because almost that is why conduct a public participation. We must always consult as and when we take decisions.
Now, ukhona ke ngokusisidlula kulo mcimbi into sando kuyikhuza apha yabafana bamdaka abagcwele estradweni apha abasike bagcwalisa nangakonandozi njalo nakwezinye indawo abanye bekhuthuza nabantu. How do you deal with these vagrants as khona eKokstad?
A problem because iKokstad, as you said earlier, isengqikithini what province akwazi uNatal ne-Eastern Cape. Now wonke umuntu ufuna ukuze eKokstad ezofuna amathuba emisebenzi. And i-challenge esibhekene nayo is that people come here to seek opportunities and then bafune zonke izinto. But into besiyikhalaza ethi akukwazi ukuthi idolophu yethu ibe idolophu elilawlessness. Kungabikho apho kumaintainwa khona law and order. Then abantu kungene nje bekwamlebese. We've got the paras, we took an initiative with the Social Development Department of Health to say, Masens in Dr. profiling and reinterpreting. Sibathatha sibabeke endaweni by then sasivumela community hall. Then siba screen, profile them, detox them, siba jonga, singabalinka kanjani efamilies zabo sibathumela. But it was not welcome well by communities, especially the colored community, because they felt good while siba sisako. Yet you know what was that we're looking at the facility because in a males and females. Awukwazi ubafaka endaweni enye ngokomthetho because avoid izinto ezininzi ezingenzeka kuleyanda. Now they were going to be under security 24 hours, police were involved, securities were involved. But that program end up iBatyala. But also we need in the district either a rehabilitation center because the problem is ukusetyenziswa kakhulu kwezidakamizwa ngabantwana bethu. And that is driven by those who are selling drugs in our communities, which police must fight this thing over. In the crime prevention, ayo competence ka local government. It's a competence of the police. Ukulwisana nobugebengu. Thina wethu umsebenzi ukubheka bedolophini abantu ingaba babhake ngendlela and ensure that imoto ezi zihamba emgaqweni ngendlela efanele. That is our competence as local government. When it comes to crime prevention, ngumsebenzi wesipolisi sibambisene nomphakathi umphakathi funeka ubambisane ekuliseni ubugebengu sikubona. But we have started to see i-neighborhood watch eformiwe. I was invited by community yonke yaseKokstad to come and answer. I went there as mayor to explain that we are doing all we can. I've been convening meetings up as all the stakeholders to address the problem. But at the end of the day, Umasipala cannot take those decisions because remember, as violence, they've got human rights. And those rights can't be violated by us, because we'll be arrested to but all we have been saying, amapolisa makube khona a visibility ekhona edolobheni kungabi kwamnwebese and chase them outside our town, because of course we've been getting negative comments and criticism bakuyanuka edolobheni kumntanga, and that is not what we want, because idolophu makube kulapha abantu bezothenga khona yakwazi ukwenza urhwebo khona, because once idolophu iqala ibe nje there's going to be disinvestment, and that is not what we want as umasipala seKokstad. Then we're saying we have taken also initiative to take abantwana about 10 to a training ebizwa ngoba it's crime warden preventers. They're on training. Once they come back, they will be placed around town. But sizobesebenzisana nopolisa to prevent. There will be bylaw and peace officers abazokwazi ukenforce umthetho apha edolobheni. Then silwisane nobugebengu. But it needs a community ukuthi sibambane ekulwiseni le nto amaphara edolobheni.
Yeah, you're talking about investment. As a mayor, zindoni initiatives esenizenzile to attract investment from different companies as notices zizotyala imali eKokstad. Do you have ilantuka ezibonakala bayizingeza zizo-invest eKokstad?
Yes, we do have potential. The first one is that I wrote to Minister CLLR.
Yes.
Prior Minister Bekona. We are going to have a high court at Kokstad.
Okay.
Which firstly we had the National Commissioner for Correctional Services. I hosted him here at Kokstad, and we're going to expand the correctional service. We know in Metma, Ipongweni is one of the biggest prisons, second biggest one in Africa general. So we're going to expand there. As we expand, we're going to have a high court in the first history of this town. We will have in Dr. High Court. Then it would simply say, correctional it's a long distance, there's petrol involved, there's personnel involved, there's a lot can happen. But if we're to file agent applications, we'll do it here. And that's a growth for Idolopoli. Then we've got a program as the ones of public works, which is called it's a building. It's a building where we're taking all these departments, social development,
cluster,
so that abantu bakuthi sekuthiwa i-government precinct apho abantu bakuthi bengazuya kwindawo esikude xa befuna inkonzo zorhulumente. That's another investment that we have. We have seen Uchedi coming in. We have got a branch up at Kokstad. We have seen other areas. People have been coming in, DFD, coming to seek opportunity, because they are the biggest distribution in up at Kokstad. So investors are coming. Soon we'll be going to Morocco with the MM. We're invited to Morocco. Sifuna to install into LED street lights at Kokstad. That's another municipality that will be having in the Thomas street lights as a Morocco, which is more brighter and will ensure that we create a safe environment. We'll be traveling to Morocco soon. But at Kokstad also we've got a solar farm which is on pipeline. But in the entire province, Kokstad is going to be the first municipality to have a solar farm where we are augmenting the capacity of our energy. But above that, we've got in the 20 MVA that we're building a substation, a single substation. It's the first or almost which is done by municipality. Mostly is done by ESCOM. Tina was the first municipality to build a substation of that nature, which has costed us about 128 million. It's very big. The minister came here, Ubabungu Bell at the time, and it's one of those nodal points. Remember, Gokstad were part of Indoctwai Extensive Board,
Yes.
and it's part of the biggest project. Abai Jongile, Abafuni, Abai visited, because that's very huge for a municipality to build such a substation. Those substations are built by ESCOM, but we've managed to work with the Department of Energy to fund us, and then Saifumana that project.
Okay.
So while we're building that, we are augmenting capacity at the energy.
Okay.
So that any investor wants to come to Gokstad, no problem with there's no electricity in Gokstad. Then whoever in the near future, 20, 30 years to come, you can build any investment in Gokstad. You won't have a problem with energy because we've got that MVA substation.
Yes.
Now, we've got Central Interchange linking two provinces,
Yes.
KZN and KwaZulu-Natal. It's one of the biggest.
Yeah.
We had to P609, Ulo Linka. This is the Hope Street
Okay. Yes.
that we've been building, which was above 109 million, which were given by Department of Transport
Okay.
to build our infrastructure, because if focuses as municipalities must develop infrastructure.
Okay.
If sifuna ukuthola investment, I always say water, electricity, and your road networks must be good. And that is my focus currently as a mayor. We do have challenges, potholes as we come in Gokstad. I was engaged with Department of Transport because this is a provincial road.
Yes.
Abantu abakwazi ubahlula ukuthi yiphi imigaqo kamasipala.
Yeah.
Uyabona uma ungena extension, I've seen a lot of potholes,
Okay.
and I've complained to a department that people are going to criticize the municipality. They won't understand, but it's a provincial government. But we work together as government. We must ensure that izinto negativity or draws criticism unnecessary. We deal with them. Issues of potholes. But above that, we are hit by heavy rains. Municipalities are underfunded. I've been in the panel of SALGA. I sit with SALGA as a member of the working group for infrastructure, and I support municipalities across the province of KwaZulu-Natal. And I also share economic and infrastructure development with district development model. I'm the chairperson of the class. I look at the whole district in terms of how to support administratively and otherwise to change impilo zabantu baseherikwana. Now, those two heads that I've got, I can see at the level of the province, as a support of Municipality, KwaZulu-Natal, there are many challenges that are faced by Municipality. Underfunded, Municipality, yet is dingo, ziyakhulu emphakathini. Yet we are saying, as soon as the categories, who have been conducted Municipality category, but is it dingo set to say far? Yes.
Sike siphuma kancike kwento government. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, was on Lungis wanobizo kubantu abadala, andazi noba wrong or na. Kama nobizo kubantu abadala benkompunyaka
2016.
2016.
Yes.
Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still there. Yes, it was something ngalindelekanga, but ikhule ikhona lento. I must admit ukuthi kukhona into endandiyenzela umakhulu wami esekhona ekwakuthiwa kukungcengceza.
Okay.
Because singabantu sinegazi nje sinetyala.
Yes.
I've discovered my father is a Zulu.
Okay.
My father is a Zulu wasendweni.
Okay.
My fathers went under initiation traditional ubungomo.
Yes.
So I think I inherited that from my family on the father's side.
Okay.
So Dailanda, because there's nothing that we can do. Ekhaya Skulele, it's a Christian background. They are strong on Christian background, but bekungekho into esingayenza because isintu sibalekile and isintu siyimingxenye yethu because amasiko nesithethe ezinye zezinto ezakha ubuthina njengamangutyana okanye umsuthu omsengetho nawe njengobungumu.
Yes.
So we can't run away from that. Apart from into siyibonayo eChristianity, but sinesintu nemvelaphi yethu njengabantu abanyama. I took that and yes, I'm practicing manje ngekho busy ngomsebenzi. I used to practice. I'm still practicing, but better sometimes uba busy, but I do consult about as and when befuna uncedo. Yes, because that's my duty.
Okay. Now you still usengumhlobo omkhulu kanobhala we-ANC nangoku wayengumeya nguye owakukhuthazayo yewena izapha kwi-ANC ke zinto zakho.
No, I think i-journey I'm coming to the ANC isuka kude.
Okay.
The late may his soul rest in peace, Abo Babundobe.
Okay.
There are a lot of people that were engaging me. Abo Mam James was now working in this municipality.
Yes.
A number of comrades who were in the ANC who felt that they used to say I'm wasted in the opposition.
Yes, yes.
Because remember, when we're in the opposition, the only way Yako is always to criticize, and it ends there. Now, you can't be sitting on benches of always criticizing, even if we make a Now, there are a lot of people who have played a role for me to be here in the African National Congress. Then Babaninzi, Abo, Comrade Mavuka, and many of them, Comrade Ndolo, and we are still friends because Comrade Nobala of the NC is my mentor.
Yeah.
He's my brother, Uyintoyonke Mandla Zamukazi. He has mentored me, and I did not know when I was still a council, what is this man trying to do?
Okay.
Yet that he was trying to shape me.
Okay.
I remember when you mean one London meeting, then I would not understand why if I must always be in the budgeting treasury committee. I've been in the budget committee for as long as I was here in this municipality. Remember, I was a councillor when I was 25 years.
Yes.
And I'm 35 years. I was turning 35 years this year. So my life has always been into council or into politics.
Yes.
But all I can say is that Unobala to me is my mentor. I consult him when I need advice because it's Xhosa City, when it's into city, England.
Okay.
Now, as a young man who's given a huge responsibility, you need to consult as and when you need. But I've got the best municipal manager, I've got the best senior advisors, and they respect me.
Okay.
But because I don't behave like a child, I behave like a mayor. And my role here is to provide strategic direction in the institution. Mayor, that is why not deputy mayor, not speaker, they are full-time in the office. Our point is always to look at daily operations of the institution, look at the financial performance, position of the municipality, support administratively the municipality. And that is why Ngoba says adjustment budget, I need to improvise what monies do we have? Because it problem is yes, we've got plans for housing, but it's into Sizozak, but as an because Kokstad is growing faster than and that's a challenge because we cross border. And if we don't address them, the cross border, it's actually putting a burden to us as a Greater Coast Municipality. I was appointed by the MEC as a chairperson of board as a and as a chairperson of board, our challenges is better, I say, to see overburdened by influx of people that are coming from different areas. Now, landing cross border is very important. And I've been advocating that let's meet the MECs as Eastern Cape. Because people cannot be running away Eastern Cape and come to KwaZulu-Natal. Because they have not been budgeted in terms of imali abantu ababaza in terms of equitable share. Now, Eastern Cape must provide services for abantu base Eastern Cape. But because we're one government, we're in South Africa CIS now, all we're saying is that the cross-border meetings will help us in Toba to understand what Nathi si KwaZulu-Natal, we are overburdened in terms of the services that we provide. Because abantu basuka ngapha coming for the service which we don't know what could have been the driving force of ukuthi bashiye kwezasibhedlela beze ways. But all we're saying is that akekho umuntu azawuchithwa uma ngabe efika esibhedlela sethu ufuneka encedwe because all of us, we are in South Africa, first program, but Tina as government, at the level of government, it needs us in a way to decide is at this burden that we're seeing. So that is why we've got a lot of social easing because it's growing, looming of informal settlements, people are building, they are flooding, but our disaster team is addressing those things.
As a mentor, as a mentor and as a friend, in Gabuga remote control of West New Zealand, they were not decision there.
No, people perceive that Umtolo is he can't rule from the grave.
Yeah.
He's a provincial secretary. I'm the mayor here.
Yes.
And Bambelanga Mtolo,
Okay.
the pet, you know, and people think that I'm controlled by Mtolo here. And that's what even Rapier said the other day. Who's in charge here?
Okay.
I am, by the virtue that I'm the mayor, I'm the juristic person in terms of the law.
Okay.
Now, there's no other way that a good way call Mtolo. Mtolo is not there. If I need Mtolo, I will consult him on things that he must advise me.
Yeah.
But as the mayor, I take decision in this municipality. Not only I take decision, but remember, I'm not an executive mayor. I'm a mayor that is part of the council. If there are issues that we must recommend as the ESCO, we must take them to council and council must approve. They are the final arbiter in terms of decision making. Because I was but my role is to support the administration on daily basis. So there is no interference from Dolo. There is no way that is holding us by the horns or telling us to do this. No, there's nothing like that. I'm the mayor here. I take decisions for the best interest of Abantu baseKokstad so that sikwazi ukutshintsha impilo zabantu.
I hear that uyafunda ne-vets. Wenza ntoni kanye?
EVETS I did supply chain and financial management, and I have a diploma in public management. Currently, UKZN, I was doing postgraduate in industrial relations.
Okay.
Then I'll be pursuing my master's in public policy this coming year, 2024.
Imfundo ibalulekile.
Ibalulekile Mhlonishwa, because you cannot run institution engaka. Remember, the managers are highly educated individuals.
Yes.
MM1 is pursuing a doctorate here, and most of them have got masters, got honors, which are equivalent. Yeah, but now I'm an educated person, so overall institution needs an educated person. I think that is why ANC, when we went for interviews, we were saying we must have who wants to become a mayor, deputy mayor, or speaker. You must have at least the minimum requirement must be diploma.
Yes.
Then if you want to become a mayor, the requirement was that you must have a postgraduate level of qualification.
Yes.
Now, I think that is why we are also successful in terms of being mayors, because an institution, and I've been here, I don't know, as I was saying, 25 years. If you count from there, I'm approaching 10 years being here, 2 levels. So I'll come up say no 15 years in the institution. So let the institutional memory is very important.
Okay.
I've been here Municipality for the longest period.
Okay.
And I've served in the budget and treasury. That is why I'm the chairperson in budget and treasury. I look at the finances of Municipal, then we prioritize, take them to service deliver, get the family. So
And
yes, I'm an academic by myself. You can't, okay. Because that's the decision that you must take. If you must read at the same time, there are circulars that are sent by treasurer and Cocta that goes direct to you, man. How's you must respond. I work no MM1 for every 4 o'clock. My I send him the work that he must do on daily basis.
Okay.
Because I'm in charge, I must provide direction in this institution. So we're not saying abantu cannot lead, but all we're saying, we're encouraging abantu basebatsha into a space of local government nabanye to pursue education. Because education is key to success. And we are not going to be mayors forever. My interest is to go to become an MM or to play a role in the provincial government. Then the theme on my master's is focusing on public policy. I want to go and work for government and shape their policies. Sibonba, how can we assist government in developing policies that are going to change impilo zabantu?
Okugqibela uthini ngomkhondo wesizwe kaJacobson? Just as an individual.
As a spokesperson, there's means.
Okay, yes.
In the view of the ANC, we're saying we are shocked by this move by our former president.
Yeah.
Because we understand when it escapes you, I think the old man is facing that. And EMK, remember it was formed in 1916, and when it was formed, it was the right wing of the ANC military to fight the apartheid. It was not for this one. But there's a difference between Mkhonto weSizwe, which we know is a military wing of the ANC, nalo Mkhonto weSizwe lo ukhona. So that's the difference between the two. Former president cannot be lambasting in Toba. Abantu did not do this, yet was the president 2 times. He should have implemented this in the Kanangas. He has failed to do some of these things. Now, we have witnessed a lot of challenges under his administration. What people perceive as an empowerment is not empowerment. Was actually saying he is weakening the systems of government, and that is why we've seen a rampant corruption under his era. And it's because abantu were doing as they please. Law enforcement agencies were disempowered, and people thought it's an empowerment. Go now, under his leadership, Mubani, a black successful person that he can point and say, he has groomed this particular person. Except that he groomed the Guptas as well as groomed those that are allies close to him. But we cannot be misled and be told that under his era, people were rich. Tell me why. But this ANC government, we can counter Tokyo Sukwali, we can counter Cyril Ramaphosa, the Masaki Matozo, have been built by this ANC to start businesses to support the African National Congress. Now, that struggle of radical economic transformation, we must not mislead Abantu City. We're talking about RT. What is an RT? RT is the policy position of the ANC. That whatever we're doing must radicalize the economy of South Africa to respond to the needs of South Africa. Not to eBay into individuals. Now it has been turned to individuals and the faction. Well, that's what we're saying. That this RT is a faction is not about radicalizing or changing the socio-economic challenges that we're facing in this country. But 2024, let us go to the African National Congress. Has been done by the ANC. Let's continue to support it. Because it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. Thank you.
Mbukeli ke nguye lo Lwanda Madikizela ungumeya ke wase Greater Kokstad Municipality besithetha naye namhlanje. Mbukeli ungalibali ke into kokubana usubscribe ke uklik nje lo arrow yokusubscribe apho kulo channel yethu siphinde ke sikubone kwi episode